Get it? Because it's a radiator and it makes the engine cool. So I'm making E36 cool. Y'all gonna laugh at my jokes one of these days. I swear y'all gonna laugh at my joke one of these days. Obviously today's not that day.
So y'all know it's not a myth.
Damn. So that's cool. It's alive! Alright guys, today is the day we actually get this thing out of the garage. We're actually going to drive out of here on its own power. I actually try to do it at the end of this montage, but I went to turn the key and the battery was dead. Can't make this stuff up, man. I don't know what killed the battery. I think maybe I left my door open or something. I don't know, but it's dead. So I do have a jump box, but the jump box was also dead because I haven't used it in forever. So that's charging. So we're gonna go ahead and install the radiator in here in the garage. It's a little cooler in here anyways, and then when we get that done, then we'll pull it out, then we'll put fluids in there because I don't want to spill fluid all in my garage because it's gonna happen. So what do I have? I have a CSF radiator, all aluminum. I think it's pretty cool. It looks nice and shiny. It's also one of the last ones. Anybody out there in the E36 world, if you're trying to get one, you know you can't find them right now. People are really struggling trying to find one. They are sold out and back ordered everywhere. I actually got this from Amazon about maybe a month ago, and I saw it on Amazon. I saw it was the last one. I said, let me go ahead and get it just in case, and I'm glad I did because you can't find them now. So sorry, you guys are gonna have to wait. Also have a Mishimoto fan shroud that's gonna hold the my aluminum expansion tank, and I actually got this from someone on Instagram. So shout out to 30 Draws because he was following the build on Instagram. He said, "Yo, I got this expansion tank. I never used it. Do you want it?" I said, "Sure." So we met up and he gave it to me. So thank you for that. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here. So yeah, we're gonna try to put this all together. And then we'll get it outside. I also have a wiring kit for the fan, but you guys already know how I am about wiring, so I'm going to have to figure that out off camera and then just show you what I did, because I am kind of stupid when it comes to that stuff. So let's go ahead and put this radiator in, and yeah, let's get started. All right, so as far as the fan and shroud situation, that's really super simple. You just flip the radiator face down, and just slide the shroud right in place. It has these hooks right here at the bottom. Before you put it in here though, there's these little rubber grommets that you screw on the very end of it, and it kind of creates like a bushing so it doesn't vibrate and make noise. And the top is just nuts and bolts. So I just got some nuts and bolts out of my drawer. Didn't really come with any, but I don't know, whatever I got, it works. So now we need to work on this. Now this is a little confusing. So this actually slides right into here, but it's doesn't slide in very easy. So I think I'm going to have to use some muscle or grind that out. I thought it would slide in there easier, but it does slide in here, and it sits right here on these brackets, and it kind of sits up there and holds in place with another bracket that I have over here somewhere. But let's try to, I'm going to have to muscle it in there because, like I said, it doesn't just slide right in. So I'm going to have to figure that out. It's super tight. This does not want to go in. Yeah, so this doesn't really fit in here. I don't know what, there's a Mishimoto to a Mishimoto. I don't know why it doesn't fit, but I'm going to take an angle grinder. I'm just going to cut a slit in here and give it some relief and make the hole a little bit bigger. Because it's actually starting to bend the bracket now. You can see that. Yeah, I don't want that. You know, when I woke up this morning, I had zero intentions on using an angle grinder on my radiator. But here we are. There we go. Shouldn't have to do all that, but I did. Alright, well there we go. Had to make some relief cuts, I guess we'll call them, and stretch it out a little bit so this will actually fit. So it's in place. That's where it sits on there. And then there's a bracket right here that actually screws into these holes and holds that in place right somewhere like that. Yeah, like kind of like that. Alright, so radiator and shroud are completely done now. Everything's mounted. Everything on this is pretty much like OEM. Here's an OEM one from the car earlier, a couple years ago. But you see it mounts at the bottom, just like it mounts there with the OEM hose, which is right there on the floor just waiting for me. And the top is pretty much the same too, where it has the, doesn't really have a bleeder screw though. So that's what I'm a little confused on. That's not a bleeder screw. That's actually a cold check. So right here on the bottom, where's the letters? Right there. If you could see it, it actually says cold. So that's where you actually read it when it says cold. Focus, bitch. Somewhere in there it says cold, and that's how you check to see the temperature, because you know in here you can actually see through it, so you just shake it. Obviously you can't see through that, so that's where you do that. So as far as bleeding it, I don't know yet. I did get a tip to leave this off, or run the hose over here, but leave it off and let it bleed through the radiator instead of trying to bleed it through here. So I'll try that and maybe it works. This doesn't do anything. This is literally overflow, so if you are starting to boil over, instead of it just compressing in here and exploding in your face, it will overflow and just fall down to the ground. That doesn't connect to anything. It's supposed to be, almost dropped it. It's supposed to be just like that, and that's it. So let's put this thing in and start connecting hoses. Let's speed this video up a little bit. Alright guys, fan is installed, everything fits like OEM, no complaints. I mean, just, yeah, it's a radiator. There's plenty of room back here for your E-fan and your water pump and all that stuff. So, I mean, no issues, no clearance issues. And I don't know where my radiator stays are right now, so it will hold it close. But for now, it should work. So let's talk about the actual fan controller. So that's what we got to do next. I'm at least tell you the instructions, and I'll have to figure it out off camera, and then I'll show you what I did. But I'll at least show you what instructions are telling me to do, and go from there. So first of all, this is a switch with that tells you the temperature switch that actually goes into the side of the radiator, just like it would on an auxiliary fan. As you can see, it's smaller. So this is a 1/8. 1/8 is way too small. This actually needs a 1/4. So I actually went to a Ace Hardware and I found this. I found a 1/4 to 1/8, male to female, yada yada. And I'll put a link in Amazon, because they're actually on Amazon too, and that way you can just buy it straight from there, so you don't have to look for a hardware store, because it took me forever to find this. But this just screws onto the top of this. I gotta do this with one hand. Hold on. There you go. This just screws on top of this, and that 1/4 is a perfect fit for the side of the radiator. So there you go. And then that screws all together as one piece into there, and it's just like factory. So I will give it a few more tugs with that actual wrench. If it does start to leak, I'll put some thread sealing in there, but I mean, it's pretty in there. It's pretty solid, so it should be good. I mean, it should be good. But anyways, and then that has a harness, and that connects to all this stuff. So this is your fan controller. This is the one that actually kicks your fan on at a certain temperature. Now the temperature setting is actually under this little grommet right here. You can kind of see it. So you take a little flathead and you twist it left or right, however you want it. The temperature ranges from 150 to 240. I don't know what the hell car runs safely at 240, but definitely not this one. So I'm going to keep it closer to the 150 side, maybe 160, 170. So I'll twist it all the way to the left and then maybe go back a little bit. And that way to come on closer to the 150 side. Definitely don't want it at 240. 240 is way too hot. They tripping. But I mean, I don't know every car, but this car not running at 240. But they say not to do that until the car is running. So we'll put it back in there for now. And yeah, that needs to be mounted somewhere in the car. Probably mounted up there somewhere. And then this is the actual harness that just plugs right into there. So this harness plugs into here. And then here's all your wires that need to plug into stuff. So according to instructions, back to the front. That is, and they spell it out for you like easier here in more detail. But basically this is what we're doing. This is the fan. This is the relay, which is the relay switch. Your two thin black wires, you already know they go right into here, which plugs into there for the temperature thing. So don't have to worry about those. Now, you have a loose red wire. This is the loose red wire because it's loose, I guess. I don't know. Loose red wire goes from positive battery terminal, which would be, put a little thing on there to connect it to one of these. And it goes to your positive. Apparently it goes to your positive on here, on your fan switch. Now there's only blue and black, so I have to assume positive is blue, because black is, should always be ground. Makes life easier. But so I'm gonna basically hook this loose one from that battery terminal to here. And then the other red from the relay, from the switch, or from the harness, goes to the negative. So this red, thick red, should go to the black. So, and then your yellow goes to a ignition switch. So, whenever you turn the key, that's your ignition. So I gotta find, that's the one I'm really confused on. I gotta find something to actually put there, like something like a radio or something. So I may have to drag this into the cab. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. And then your black is chassis ground. Your thick black, which is easy. Chassis ground is right there. You just put that right there. That's chassis ground. And your green is your override switch. So the green, you don't need it, but that is your override switch. That's something you would have like in your car. It's like literally on a flip switch, and that way that will turn the fan on regardless of the temperature. That way, maybe if your temperature sensor isn't working or something and you feel like you need it, go ahead and flip that switch up and that will make it run regardless. So I'm going to try to figure all this stuff out. I'm going to show you guys what I did. So I will be back with you guys in like 6 hours. Alright guys, I figured everything out. It was a little confusing at first, but I kind of got it. It wasn't too difficult, and especially the way I show you, it's gonna be real simple. Now this is gonna be very temporary wiring. I will clean that up another day, but it works, so I know how it works. So that's helpful. Also, thanks to this guy, I was able to find a cool 12 volt source, and a real simple one. So I will show you what I used after in a second. So first of all, going by the instructions like I explained earlier, your loose wire, your loose, thick 12 wire, the one that's by itself that's not on the harness, goes right here to the positive, which is the blue. And that's it. You just go from there. I use these little connectors right there so I can actually split them apart. So if I ever have to remove my radiator and stuff, then I don't have to cut wires and splice again. I could just literally just pull these apart. So I'm not gonna pull them apart right now because I'm scared I'm gonna mess something up, so I'm gonna leave them. But that single 12 volt loose wire goes right into the ring terminal, and you just put the little ring terminal thing on it, and then you just screw it in there, and bam, it's in there. So now moving on to the actual harness from the relay. Your other red wire goes back. This one's fused. This one goes right to the black wire, and that's it. Did the same thing, put the little connector that actually splits apart so I can remove stuff, and yeah, that's done. So your black wire off the harness, goes straight to a ground. You have a ground right here. So that's it. Put a little ring terminal on there, grounded it, done. Your yellow wire, this is your 12-volt source. This is the one that needs to be on when the key is on. Right now the key is on. Battery's gonna die again, I know. I'm gonna have to jump it to start it. Key is on right now. I have this going to the windshield washer pump harness. So if you're doing an E36 turbo build or a drift build or some type of motorsport build, you're not using windshield washer fluid, are you? Yeah, me neither. Mine never worked anyways. So that has a white harness that looks like this. It usually just plugs right into the pump. And it has purple and brown and purple and black wires. Hopefully you can see them. Trying to get it to focus. Purple and brown, purple and black wires. And the purple and black one showed a better consistent voltage. That's where this came in handy. I was able to turn the key on and actually put the red prong inside and then put the black one on like a screw just to ground it, and it showed like 6 volts, but the battery was dead, and everything else I checked was about 6 volts too. So battery's dead as hell, but after I actually plugged it up to here, it showed 12 volts and everything's working. So that's what I use, windshield washer pump thing. So that's what I'm using. The yellow one is your 12-volt source, and I got it to the purple and black wire. I tried the purple and brown. It wasn't really that reliable, so I did the purple and black. But yeah, that's it. So as soon as you turn ignition on, your windshield washer pump thing, you know, gets 12 volts, and your relay works. So 12. Right now, I think key is still on. Yes, key is still on. About to kill the battery. But yeah. So then you're green. And I just hooked up a temporary switch just to see if everything worked. Make sure everything was getting power before I even try to bleed it and all that stuff. And if I turn this on, you can hear my fan. And the green, I just had a switch laying around. So the green, put it on a switch and put the other side not to a ground. It goes to a hot. So you put it on a positive. I had it on the ground first and it wasn't working. I was confused as hell. But no, you actually put it on a hot. And it actually says that in the instructions, but it says it on page 2. So, I don't know. Manual override switch, attach green to manual switch, not provided with a positive feed. So after I did that, then I'm like, oh, okay. So, there you go. Everything works. Oh, I just yanked it out. I yanked it out, but... And it's kind of weak right now because, like I said, the battery's dead. Motherfucker. That's exactly why I said I was going to bring it outside first. Damn it. Yo, shut up. I'm trying to make a video. Alright guys, do a little bit of cooling in there to get me started, even threw some on the ground. And it's finally time to move this thing out of the garage. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. You know, move this thing out of the garage, make sure everything's good, make sure fan turns on and all that stuff through like temperature, so it's going to be idling for a while. It's going to be loud because they ain't got no exhaust, so sorry neighbors. And then everything checks out, I'm going to drive it down the block, man. I'm going to drive it down the block. Let's do this. I've done it. I drove it out of the garage. Ah. We just getting started. We're just getting started. Let's bleed this thing, take it down the block. All right, as expected, bleeding this thing sucks. There is no bleeder screw, so I don't really have a strategy for bleeding this. Normally with the OEM one with the bleeder screw, you use that to open up the bleeder screw, open up the top, fill it up to the top, and rev it and let it flow air bubbles out. But there is no bleeder screw on this one, so I'm not really sure how to bleed it. Because I was running it, had coolant in there, but of course there's air bubbles in there, and I don't really have a way to bleed it. So I was watching the temp, and it started to climb right over the middle. I'm like, nope, it's too much. Fan did kick on though. I did hear the fan kick on, so fan works, but it's only gonna do so much if there's air bubbles in it. So I guess I'm gonna, let it cool for a little bit, and I guess I'll try again. I don't really know how to bleed this system with this Mishimoto aluminum thing. This thing I need it because it's sitting right next to the turbo. The plastic one would melt, but damn, that's annoying. This is a fucking disaster, man. Of course, there's no happy ending to this goddamn story. So first of all, my wires are rubbing against my water pump when it's spinning. Has a couple little cuts in there, and then I tried to hold it straight. Try to tug it on the end, try to find a place to put it safely, and then I touched these two and popped the fuse. So now my fan doesn't work because I don't have a fuse. Oh my god, this sucks. This is so annoying, and it's still not bled. Jesus Christ, man. Alright, I don't know if it's 100% bled, but I am getting heat through the heater, and I don't see many air bubbles coming out, so I'm gonna assume it's bled most of the way at least. I'm gonna go for a drive now. Just driving up the block, nothing crazy. Not gonna hit full boost or anything. Yeah, let's go, man. I'm waiting for this. Wish my windows worked, but they don't. I forgot to put power steering fluid in here. Oh well. Clutch works. I'm on the street. I'm on the street. Oh, driving. Oh my God. I've waited so long for this. When I moved here was what? Almost 3 years ago. This thing has never seen this part of the block, because when we moved here, we were the very first house in the neighborhood. Temperature's good, looking good. We're the very first house in the neighborhood. So we never, I never drove this thing ever when it was here, because it got, whoa. Oh my God, that's a crazy burble. Yeah, it definitely needs to be, the tune definitely needs to be adjusted. He put a flash tune on there, and he said it's safe to drive, but he told me he wouldn't recommend going full boost, because if it over boosts or runs lean or something, then all my work will be for nothing. So I'm just gonna wait, and I'm actually driving this car right now through this neighborhood. That's such a good ass feeling. This thing is loud. This thing is gnarly. It has no exhaust, so kind of expected that, but it works, man. I can't believe it, bro. No brake lights. Yeah, I ain't got no brake lights on. And I forgot what good suspension feels like. These Broadways feel amazing. You hear that turbo spooling? Yeah! Oh my God, I'm so hyped right now. I did it. I did it, man. I did it. This car has left my garage. Oh my God. So today is June 12th as I'm filming this. June 11th, 2019 was my very first vlog. And in my very first vlog was me showing off this car. And I mean, it wasn't really showing off, but I was introducing the channel, introducing myself, introducing this car. And the thing was, this car was sitting in the corner of the garage, a shell, no engine, no paint. It just looked a mess. And 2 years later, it drove out of my garage. I still gotta put everything back on, but I mean, the fact that I'm actually driving this car right now feels amazing. Like I can't really put it into words. Like I feel like I made it, you know? I mean, I still gotta get it dyno tuned, can't do any hard pulls right now, but I made it, and this feels amazing. I'm gonna get the tripod. We need some outside views. All right, I drove it. I officially drove this thing out of the goddamn garage. Jesus Christ, man. I'm so happy right now. Oh, I feel so accomplished, man. Everything I've been doing on this car for the past 2 years. It's not done yet, but oh my God, we're driving. And I just actually turned the heat on again. Heat is blazing hot now, so it's definitely bled now. I'll definitely check the coolant level in the morning, but that thing, it drives, man. It drives. I can't wait to get this thing on a dyno and actually do some pulls, but whew, I did it. I did it. So stay tuned for the next one. Deuces. I said it backwards. Thanks for watching. Deuces. See you in the next one.